What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to the channel, Wealth Hacker Labs. I am your host, Jeff Rose, and we got another edition of One Take. So with these One Take videos, very, very minimal editing. Just want to make sure that I'm giving you the most current content, helpful content, what's going on with the market, what's going on with the world, and just helping you make sure that you're still building wealth, and probably more in line what's going on right now is preserving wealth. But right now we're talking about making a little bit of money today. So how much? We're talking about making about $1,000. That's right. So basically right now, I think Senator Romney made the suggestion doing the stimulus package where every single American would receive $1,000, and Trump looks like that he went ahead and put this into action. And people like getting money. The markets today liked that announcement. So right now we're looking at the Dow Jones up 1,000 points, 5.2%. Doesn't necessarily make up for the 3,000 point drop that we saw yesterday, but can't complain. Just some quick thoughts. Like, is this stimulus package going to have like long-term effects? I don't think so. I mean, I still think there's still panic, uncertainty, a lot of chaos is going to happen. But nonetheless, I mean, it's still a nice thing. And I'm sure I've shared this stat before, and I've heard the stat many times where, majority of Americans don't have $1,000 in savings. I think, 60% don't even have like $400. So anybody that's getting $1,000 right now that needs it, like that's a pretty big deal. Here's just some of the different sources I found talking about this. I tried to find out, so when is this actually happening? So when are people actually getting the money? I didn't really find out any answers, but I did find, I don't know if it's here. So this is from the Washington Post, just talking about the package. I thought this one had some dates here, just talking about a $1 trillion stimulus plan. They're trying to push that into law. I have to think, what's going on in the world. I mean, this is one of those packages that I don't care if you're Republican, Democrat, anti-Trump, pro-Trump, pro-Sanders, anti-Sanders, whatever, pro-Clinton. This is one of those things where if Trump is pushing this through, you're not going to find many Democrats that are going to oppose Americans getting $1,000 in cash. Anybody that goes against this, that's just not going to help you get reelected. So chances are you're going to see everybody support this. I think maybe it was this CNBC story that talked a little bit more about it. So here's one of the things I found interesting. Doesn't really apply to everyone here, but they're looking at for corporations to be able to defer tax payments for up to $10 million, where individuals could defer up to $1 million in payments to the IRS. That's a pretty big deal for those that have to pay taxes. I don't know if that actually applies to the wealthy. For as far as what tax bracket that I'm in, I don't really expect to get anything from this, and that's okay. But whatever is for the greater good for those that actually are in need. I thought there was some other thing. I read that. I'll come back to that here in a second. It just talked about in prior packages. So I think this is going back to during the Great Recession. So, I'm trying to figure out what are the income brackets here? This gives an example where people earning less than $75,000 got the full amount, while wealthier people got less. I just don't think if you're in the 37-39% bracket, you're not getting anything. And then it did make mention of when this happened actually back in 2001. And I kind of had to refresh my memory. This happened. So this was back during the Bush era, Bush 2. This is right after 9/11, what was going on there. And they passed this economic stimulus package. And, obviously a lot different circumstances going back then. But as far as people, struggling, here's the one thing going back to 9/11, and I don't remember how many days, you might remember this. The market actually closed. The market was actually closed for, I think, several days, if I recall. I thought it was 4 or 5 days, could have been longer. So just imagine, we haven't reached the market closing yet. I don't even know what that even happens. Obviously it's halted, 4 or 5 times. So it's almost like closing, but that just shows how crazy it was going on back then. But just give me some examples. So this was back in, I thought this said, oh, this is, did I say 2001? Okay, sorry. There was a stimulus package in 2001, my bad, but there also was another one back in 2008. And here, I do remember this one. So individuals receive up to $600. Go ahead and enlarge this a little bit. Married couples would get up to $1,200, and those with children would be sent $300 per dependent child. Looks like with this one, they're doing it a little bit more simple, and just giving you $1,000 hard cash. And this is an article from The Balance, I think, just talking about how that worked out, if it worked out, and all the things that happened. But for the most part, I just remember like people, it wasn't a lot of money. You know, like it's one of those where you're gonna have a lot of people say like, ooh, what's $1,000? Is that really going to change anybody's lives? Man, I mean, there's a lot of people like that is their rent for several months. Like that is groceries, that is a car payment, that is just some of the bare essentials. And yeah, it's a short-term fix, but for many that are just struggling. Now, I was actually just talking with my wife last night, you know, just thinking about here in Nashville, we had the tornado that happened, you know, right before all this happened with the coronavirus. And I'm thinking about all these people that are out of homes, that are either staying in a hotel or staying with loved ones or an apartment or wherever they are. They don't have any of their belongings. I mean, like this is something that I'm sure will go a long way. I found this article on Forbes. It was just talking about, you know, it's funny how, you know, my goodness, Trump is talking about giving everybody $1,000. If you remember, former presidential candidate Andrew Yang, he also called for sending $1,000 for each American, but I think his was each month. So give him props. I'm not sure like that was coming out of his own pocket or just adding to the $1 trillion of debt that the U.S. has. But anyway, I don't know why I felt the need to mention that, but yeah, like so what's going on right now, do I think that this is going to change the market? Do I think this is going to see the Dow Jones go back up to 29,000 by the end of the week? No, absolutely not. No. You might be also asking, have I bought anything yet? And the answer is no. I mentioned yesterday, and I'll say it again, the buying point that I'm looking for is 18,000. Like that's what I'm looking for. If that changes, I will let you know. But yeah, I still got money that I want to move in and get going. But nonetheless, like you could be one of those that could benefit from this $1,000 stimulus package. And if you are, like awesome. You know, I hope that this gets to you in a timely manner. I hope that you have some savings or some way to bridge your finances from now until then. If my best guess is that here it is near the middle of March, like probably by the end of April, if this goes through, that you should be looking to get this. So if you got $1,000 coming your way, kudos to you. Make sure that you spend it wisely. Don't waste it on, you know, just don't waste it on junk. But as I'm recording this, as I mentioned, I'm recording from home, and I just want to give you a little quick peek of what this looks like whenever you're working from home. Is that, you know, you got to make do. I don't know if I'm still in focus. Ooh, let me make sure. There we are. But this is my daughter. You know, she's hanging out with her brothers right now. She wanted to come in and say hi. Hi. She said hi. Hey, can you say subscribe? Subscribe. Subscribe, that's right. All right, y'all. Hope you're staying safe. Hope that you are just doing your best to make way. I got some other cool stuff coming your way, so please sure to check this out. If you got any value out of this video, be sure to like. If you haven't subscribed yet, you know what to do. Share this if you know anyone that could benefit from what I've got to share in this video and also on this channel, because I just want to make sure I can help as many people as possible. All right, y'all. Until next time, this is Jeff Rose reminding you that it's your money, it's your life, and only you can make it awesome. You ready to give the peace sign? Say peace, peace, peace.
And also there's sickness.
And there's sickness. That's right. Stay safe.
Yes,